I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting, being that, me, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, we was all cool at one point in time. And
now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford.
In a recent live interview, Terence Crawford spoke confidently about Floyd Mayweather and his own place in boxing history. He made it clear that Floyd's era is over, and this time belongs to him. Crawford stressed that Mayweather's dominance has ended, and fans should now recognize him as the fighter leading the sport. Speaking with authority, he positioned himself as the man carrying boxing forward for today's generation.
Broadcast for Jake and Tyson, and some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is, and the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out. The fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
Floyd Mayweather reminded fans that he had already beaten Canelo Alvarez when Floyd was the older fighter, showing his skill and experience. He argued that Crawford defeating Canelo should not be treated as such a massive achievement, because both of their biggest wins came against the same opponent. To Floyd, this proves that his victory was more impressive, and Crawford's win does not push him above Mayweather's legacy.
Canelo is a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight. And now what y'all gonna say, well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
Several analysts believe that Terence Crawford cannot yet be put on the same level as Floyd Mayweather, mainly because Crawford does not have Floyd's perfect 50-0 record. They argue that if Crawford truly wants to surpass Mayweather, he must take on even bigger challenges than beating someone like Canelo Alvarez. One idea that comes up often is for Crawford to move up in weight and face David Benavidez, a bigger and very dangerous fighter. A win over Benavidez would not only show Crawford's courage but also prove that he can handle one of the toughest opponents in boxing right now. Without that kind of victory, many experts insist Crawford will never be remembered as equal to Mayweather, no matter how much he has already accomplished.
You look at Floyd's record, right? Floyd's legacy is 50-0, 24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people were scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Durant from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him somewhere around the top 5, top 7.
Trainer Robert Garcia has a different perspective on the situation. He believes Terence Crawford is unlikely to risk his legacy by taking on David Benavidez. According to Garcia, Crawford is an intelligent fighter who knows how to secure his place in history without putting himself in unnecessary danger. Benavidez represents a huge size advantage and poses a serious threat that could potentially end Crawford's unbeaten streak. For Garcia, the risk outweighs the reward, since Crawford already has an incredible resume and does not need to prove himself by fighting someone outside his natural division. This stance highlights the ongoing debate between taking legacy-defining risks versus preserving a nearly perfect career.
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk, but it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Trainer Robert Garcia sees the situation differently. He doesn't think Terence Crawford will risk his record by fighting David Benavidez. Garcia explained that Crawford is a smart fighter who knows how to protect his legacy without taking unnecessary risks. Benavidez has a big size advantage and would be a serious threat to Crawford's undefeated run. For Garcia, the risk is simply too high because Crawford's resume is already incredible, and he doesn't need to prove himself outside his natural weight class. This shows the ongoing debate. Should Crawford take huge risks to build his legacy further, or protect the new perfect career he already has?
Canelo knocks him out in the first half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power. And obviously that proved not to be, or to be the case, that Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, it didn't look like, maybe once or twice it looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. And he hit Canelo a few times. And Canelo took it as well. So basically, at the end of the day, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Do you think that was a case of you can't Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations, like he's more of a punch at a time kind of guy, and that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I agree. Basically Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess he would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work. And it seemed like he just did that, and he would let his hands go.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, gave his own thoughts after Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez. He agreed that Crawford outboxed Canelo, but warned that this fight should not be seen as the ultimate comparison. He pointed out that Canelo was no longer at his peak, saying his punches lacked the same sharpness and power he once had. Jeff also reminded fans that before this fight, many people criticized Crawford for not facing enough top-level opponents. Even after beating Canelo, some still find reasons to downplay the win. Jeff's view is that while the victory was impressive, it must be kept in context. Canelo was not at his best, so the win doesn't automatically put Crawford beyond all doubt or criticism.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5 of
No,
all time?
not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5.
10.
He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further,
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Man, wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great.
I
All
agree
right,
with
so that's not a great fight. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them biggest, best two names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not going to say who
because
would
I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James Toney.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. gave a tough opinion on Floyd Mayweather's career. He argued that outside of fighting Canelo Alvarez, Floyd often avoided facing the very best fighters when they were at their absolute peak. Jones questioned why Mayweather is constantly labeled the greatest when much of his record was built against opponents who were smaller, older, or past their best years. He suggested that Floyd's reputation as the greatest might be overstated compared to what he really accomplished. For Jones, while Mayweather's perfect record is historic, the quality and timing of his opponents leave space for debate, especially when you compare him to versatile fighters like Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.